Previously on Survivor Branford. Season 8 began with 14 players divided into two tribes of 7, the Mariners and the Smugglers. An opening game twist saw each player receiving multiple oyster shells, their power to not be revealed until later in the game. At the Smugglers camp, Ryan found a clue to the hidden immunity idol in what he thought was a secret manor, but came clean to the rest of the tribe once he felt his tribemates' suspicions and the target being placed on him. Michelle, meanwhile, found a hidden immunity idol only good for her first tribal council, and did so without her tribe being any the wiser. After coming up short in the first immunity challenge, the Mariners tribe became divisive, with the new players targeting Dennis as the perceived most devious, while the returning players aimed for Ralph, who was the most outspoken against them. Once Julia told Dennis that she'd be voting for him, the returning players adjusted their target to her, and with Lisa and Lexi pulling in Danny to form a majority, a 4-3 vote resulted in Julia being the first to go, and Ralph and Pat searching for their spot in the tribe. 13 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
I think that the last vote was a good move for our team. I kind of orchestrated that one. Kind of shifting the vote away from returning people being the ones to go home was the move. I also think that keeping the other people out of the loop about what we were thinking was also a good move.
What happened?
I mean, I heard my name like getting thrown out. I mean, I feel like I was like powerless in the thing. Like Julia told me, like, I'm voting for you.
I didn't see Julia coming at all.
So that was a super stressful vote. I thought there was a really good chance I was going out there. When you only need 4 votes to go and you have 3 people tell you to your face essentially that they're voting for you, that's not really a great look. Ralph, Julia, and Patrick were all kind of on the page of we need to get the returning players out. Unfortunately, Danny seems like he's kind of up for playing with us. So making through that vote, I went from feeling like I might be gone to now feel like in a decent position. I referenced at Tribal Council where I said I would give an oyster shell to any of the new players who voted to keep me. I went through with that. I gave an oyster shell to Danny for voting to save me. So now I'm down to 2 oyster shells, which maybe I'll regret having fewer later in the game, but I needed to be in self-preservation mode and do whatever I could.
Which one do you guys flip for Dennis?
I mean, half the people flips for Julia.
I didn't know Julia was in the running at all.
So for the shells that we were giving, I mean, we don't know what they're going to be used for. All we know is they'll be good in the late game. So I think I'm going to try to collect them, unless, like, you know, I'm desperate and I think I can get some leverage that I might need at a specific point. But for the most part, I'm just going to try to collect as many as I can.
I feel like if I want to try to get leverage, I'll just use these shells, you know?
That's true. I really don't know. Oh,
It might be me.
hey, we gotta talk about that, right? You got one?
Did you get shells?
I did. I got one.
Okay. I did not get one from Julia.
She must have pieced together, because she had 3 to give out, so she must have pieced together that.
Well, she was trying to work with you, and she was trying to work with...
She gave me one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was trying to work with Ralph too, right? You
Yeah.
probably got the other one. It sounds like they're going to be useful like maybe with a better bargain chips right now than these things, right?
Yeah.
Julia getting voted out over Dennis really took me for surprise. Danny made a move there, and honestly, like, even though I was kind of on the wrong side of that vote, I'm really glad he did, because I don't know how well I was going to be able to play with Julia and Ralph. Now it's just going to be a question, I think, of making sure that I'm still on the right side of history, even though I did vote the wrong way there. My rationale for why I did ultimately go with you was, like I said, I didn't want to make waves, but ultimately I'm really glad that Dan flipped, because I don't think I can play with Julia. Like, I think if I had known at the time, like, how they played the game, I would not have jumped into that for thing. I would 100% throw Julia out.
Yeah. I'm not like, oh, you voted for me, so like I'm closed off, right? Like I'm happy to work.
No, I figured like you would be understanding. You know,
the
like,
game shifts. Would you be willing to like work together, or like?
Absolutely. It's rough.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it's ever been such a relief to a player in Survivor history to be on the absolute wrong side of a vote. Like,
I would really like to work with you as well as Ryan.
Yeah.
I need to know where your head's at.
We just didn't know if we had a title or not.
Okay.
But I don't know
get that out.
because we were thinking maybe Michael.
I think that would be a safe play.
Yeah.
Safe play.
Yeah.
And then in terms of us working together, would you be open to something like
Yeah.
that?
So you're one player.
So I'm trying to keep that backseat role and stay as quiet as I can. I actually think I have my first bargaining chip, which is knowing what the oysters are for. In the actual Survivor, they had the fire tokens, which if you kept those at a certain point, you could exchange them for rice or something like that. Well, we're not going to need food, so I'm thinking they're going to be linked to some advantages. I can use that knowledge to my advantage. I knew Ryan had the clue. I had a feeling. So I'm going to see if right now I can try to get aligned with Ryan.
Kind of where I'm coming from is obviously I have the big target on my back, but what I can offer is you seem like you have more of the brains behind the operation. And like I can definitely go out there and market our kind of alliance and pull in folks as well.
I mean, I'm psyched to be on a tribe with you, dude. Like, that's something I was looking forward to coming in. So, like, I want to make something happen there. I mean, Michelle is the other attorney on this tribe, so.
If I have your word that in maneuver as a pair, I will have good faith to give you one of my oyster shells.
I'm absolutely good with that.
So my thought is these are going to come in the forms of advantages, or maybe we do an auction this year. We got to watch out though, because we don't want to seem too tight.
What do you think of Haley? I saw you hanging around and talking to her a lot. Do you think she would be someone on your side?
I think she's legit.
The trick up my sleeve for this year is to align with Michelle. So I'm putting a lot of eggs in this basket. I think 2 targets, me and Michelle from last season, could take the heat off me.
We were talking possibly about doing like an alliance.
Okay.
With Ryan.
Yeah, 3
Okay.
of us and Ryan.
Because honestly, I can't read Ryan.
And I have suspicions that since me, you, and Ryan are all returning players,
There's
targets
gonna
are
be a
on our back.
target.
Yeah.
And
If
I kind of
If Ryan goes, we're next.
And Haley, I would love to work with you. I mean,
Yeah.
you seem like you're great challenge-wise. I think,
Yeah.
you know, I think you'd be a really good kind of, like, that's how I played my season.
Yeah. The person I trust the least right now is probably Michael. I haven't
Okay.
had any game with him
I
at all.
haven't, and when I
And
was
then-
talking to him, he wasn't like very sure of what
Yeah.
to do.
And then if we were to like eliminate maybe like Steven, next, we could easily have Steph
On our side.
Yeah.
She's super easy to work with, like such a nice person.
Okay, so I'm pretty set in stone with that.
So I think I could be viewed as a threat for sure, but I think that there's also other people that, based on last season, can be viewed as a threat. Being a returning player, I'm definitely going to have to go about it a little bit different of a strategy. For me, last season, being new, I was so eager to just dive in and give every challenge everything I had. And I think now that if I do that, there might be a little bit of a target in my back. So I might have to take more of an effort to actually make throw counts, which is going to kill me, but to try to do my best to try to lie low for a while.
I think Sam seems to have something going with Haley, and I told him that, like, I could see, like, me, you, Haley, him.
What if we had something that formed that was like you
I feel good about like our 4.
Yeah, because if we get 4 strong now, we're good. You know, like I feel confident in our 4 as well. Keep in mind is that me and Michelle are returning. We have targets on our back, right? And we have Haley, who Haley can use all 3 of us as a shield, which is what I was talking to Haley about. Like, that benefits all of us. So I know that you're the new player in our alliance of 4, but it's like I do want to take you and kind of go far with you in our alliance, and I think we're 4 strong players. I think that's I mean that's what Survivor's all about. It's like you want to play against the strong players. I'm feeling pretty firmly on Michael.
I was kind of thinking Michael, just because in the times after we won the first challenge, we were all kind of together, and he was a little off by himself. The other thing I was wondering about is if Ryan did find the idol, if we would want to try to flesh the idol out.
Do you think he has it?
I think so.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm not opposed to voting out Ryan. If Ryan did find an idol and we got rid of Ryan, then it would go back and play.
I could go with Ryan. I always would want to think to keep people they're strong in challenges through the merge.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they're like a threat later. If you have too many like mediocre challenge people, then your whole tribe might just get eliminated and eliminated. Well, I feel good about kind of everyone. Everyone's been really cool, but maybe that means I'm out. I feel like I have a good alliance with everybody. Like Michael and Ryan have been a little harder to connect with. So everyone seems to think that Ryan has the idol. He's kind of like shifting his eyes when people ask him about it. He keeps looking towards the top, like maybe he found it there. But I kind of think if everyone goes Ryan, then we'll find out if he has the idol or not. I keep saying I want to have a strong team so we can win our challenges. We'll see. I think everyone kind of wants to go for Ryan. I don't know.
Survivors ready?
Yep.
Go! Each pair of castaways will have to work as one to retrieve their bag. Oops, there goes Michelle. Danny and Ralph very in sync here. While Michelle and Steven's form leaves a lot to be desired. The goal is to make 4 legs of equal height to construct each level of the tower.
That one's probably by itself. So.
The first level will be the easiest, both with the fewest pieces and the shortest walk to collect the bag.
Yeah, you have.
I think they're all a little taller.
We gotta trade this one to this one.
The rest of the tribe can observe and advise their puzzle makers. Ralph and Danny with the first level completed, sending Dennis and Lexi out to retrieve the pieces for the second level.
Put the fix the base so it's like that. Yep.
Michelle and Steven finishing their first level, while the Mariners are already back with their second bag. Haley and Stephanie in on the action.
Guys, try to match the heights to the first legs.
In addition to dealing with more pieces now, this next group of puzzle makers will have to be careful not to disturb the first level. If anything falls, they'll have to rebuild it before continuing. Many more piece combinations to try here on the second level. This puzzle can be so frustrating, as the pieces might look right, but there's only one correct solution to get everything to balance perfectly. Pat and Lisa in position, and waiting for Lexi and Dennis to solve the second level. Haley and Stephanie giving something a try.
Alright, peanut gallery, any help?
Mariners looking good if everything holds.
Go, 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 go! Out, hit, out, hit, out.
Nice job.
Lisa and Pat moving very well here. Smugglers still behind, and that's not quite going to get the job done.
Alright, final level. This is all that separates them from winning their first community challenge.
Don't worry about lining them up just like
No, this is too tall right here. What's the smaller piece than this one? You see one?
Smaller piece than that one there, maybe?
And now they've got it, and both puzzles 2/3 of the way there.
Smugglers out for their third level. Anybody's challenge.
Ryan and Michael looking for their second win in a row.
So then,
That's still.
Oh, Mariner's second level. Come on,
Can you build that? Build that one. No, no, other.
Can they repair it without further disaster? Each tribe's best puzzle makers trying to secure immunity here. Still anybody's game.
Did two of the little ones make a big one? Because that one's a little short.
And the Mariners have resolved their issue as Pat recaps the second level.
Yes.
Smugglers gonna give it a try. Maybe come from behind victory. Michael on top of the entire table.
these two.
Is there a smaller piece than this? That means this average height is too tall, so we need to bring this down a little bit. Try that.
Smugglers just a few moves away from the win.
Smugglers taking their third level down. Mariners still very much alive in this
No,
challenge.
this one is too big now.
Okay, alright.
Which tribe's gonna be giving it a go first? Everybody's still working on the table, trying to line things up.
The rest of the tribe helpless to influence their fate now. Any lead the Mariners had is long gone. Both tribes trying to balance speed and care as they look to put the finishing touches on their tower.
Mariners gonna give it a shot. Trying to win their first community of the season. Smugglers right behind. It's gonna be a race to the top.
One of the Mariners' legs too short, opening the door for the Smugglers.
Oh my god.
A crucial mistake by the Mariners. Are they back to square one now?
Okay, yep. Oh, that was good, yeah.
Smugglers just getting everything to balance. And the Smugglers lose their entire third level. Mariners in the clear now. Lexi perhaps the hero of this challenge for finding that missing piece.
So we just came off of a win down by the beach, which is awesome. We got to relax for a little bit. I think we did really good with that challenge. We kept things like steady and slow, and I think that that kind of gave us the benefit. Our team talked about how like the other tribe is pretty like set in the physical challenges, but I think they need to like, their disadvantage would be to like, they're really like quick out the gate and maybe to slow down and take things a little bit more calmly. So I think we did a good job with that challenge, and that's why we pushed through and won.
I feel like me and Lexi are strong.
We
I feel like
definitely built Dennis's trust from saving him there.
yeah.
And he would be beneficial right now.
If you're not sure if you could trust him, and I like always feel the same way because of like last season, so it's hard for me to put my faith in him.
Yeah. I still don't know. He just like...
Did Dennis follow through and give you the shell or whatever?
He did. He gave you one.
Oh wow. We stay together.
Yeah.
And we can kind of figure out what we're going to do with Dennis kind of as we go. I always proceed with caution with working with him.
The next time we go to tribal, like Patrick would probably be
Yeah, I feel like I don't have a good relationship with him.
He just doesn't, I don't think he knows who he wants to team with. He doesn't really, he's just trying to like pull his way through it right now. And I don't know, I don't have a reason to trust him at this point, so you and Lexi.
Yeah, I think we're solid.
You gotta stick together, yeah.
Sounds good.
It's much less stressful not having to vote someone off right now. I'm really enjoying the time. I feel like if me and Lexi and Lisa stick together, if we keep that pack together, we can easily go to the merge.
I'm glad that you stepped it up. Like, I didn't want to make the big move. I'm so glad you made it.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy we gotta stick with.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta, like, I want to play this game, you know what I mean?
I feel like he's been a real good core to the team that takes us to the late game.
Yeah.
And then, like, we can vote him out right
I mean,
I'm still going Dennis. And I know you guys voted with him.
I'm not opposed to voting Dennis at the right time. He right now is pretty good at challenges. Like, we want to keep winning. We don't want to have to keep going back to tribal. And I feel like he's a really good strategic player. So you just have to make sure that you time it and have a good plan in place when you're going to do it.
The longer this goes on, the more he has time to either find a clue, find an idol, or build alliances. That's what I'm saying. Like, the strategic players that are going to connive and lie, I personally want to get him out first.
Look, I know Dennis got me out last season. He was a big part in that. So like, I have trouble trusting him. But if somebody tells me they're going to vote for me, like...
But Dennis is going to vote for you anyways.
I would never say that I'm 100% shut off to voting Dennis. So don't count me out that I wouldn't vote Dennis, because I don't think that's an accurate statement. I would definitely vote Dennis out.
Apparently I was on the chopping block for the last vote. It's making me very worried, because I know it was split 4-3, Julia and Dennis. But apparently my name was getting around there equally with Julia. And I can't trust any of them.
I do see where Ralph is coming from with like letting Dennis stay too long. I feel like we can't let him get to the merge because he's just such a good social player.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
But I want to make sure that we make that move at the right time, and so he can't be aware of it. I don't think I'm in danger right now. I think I have a pretty solid alliance with Lexi and Danny, who I trust. I don't think I can trust Patrick at all. Hasn't really come up to me and been willing to work with me. And Dennis, I just always want to trust him, but I don't know if I can. I just really hope that putting my faith in Dennis for right now isn't gonna come back to bite me in the end.
mean, I can see where it would make sense to vote for Ryan on suspicion of the idol.
We'll find out either way,
Yeah,
right? Would be the idea. Like, what's the downside is kind of the idea.
Right. That's going to be a tough one.
Pretty much only Ryan's name has come up, but I think Sam was a little reluctant to go along with that. I think it's Ryan. I don't think we have any good reasons to vote him
I
off,
agree,
but
yeah.
So the idol's kind of the only lead that I follow.
Yeah, because it seems to be a very good team. Might have the idol.
He's also a savvy player, like, right? Like, it's not, you know, like, I'm not sure that removing anybody, with the exception of maybe Sam, is going to make us, like, worse in challenges. I don't think there's a downside yet.
So the people that I've talked with have floated Michael and Ryan as the two possible folks to vote off. Mostly Ryan because we think he might have the idol. So I think that's the way it's leaning right now, at least that's what I'm hearing.
I want you and me on the same page, especially after we just did that challenge.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like a scapegoat for the puzzle.
Could have been better, but yeah, we're horrible.
It could have been better. I mean, I got your back.
So, yeah, not exactly sure what I'm thinking, and not sure who we're voting for yet, or if, you know, I'm being told the truth. So we'll see. Didn't do well with the puzzle necessarily, could have done better, so I think I'm definitely, could be going home here. So, you know, we'll see at tribal.
Is everyone, like, convinced I have the idol? I think that's the way to go. And that's who I'm going for right now. I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, I did find something.
Could you give it to me? You think I'm getting votes?
Yeah, I definitely could.
I wouldn't ask you to, but Michelle told me she has an idol that she has to play at this tribal. So that feels good that she's willing to give me that info personally, especially when people seem to think I might have the idol around here, which I don't. I feel like I'm in a corner for a clue that I hid because people just kind of assumed that I had it. They think I have the idol too, and I don't even have the ammo to fire back if I need to right now, so feeling a little worried about that. I don't want to repeat of last year, be taking votes at each tribal, but I'm feeling okay with the 4 right now. I feel pretty good with Sam and Michelle. I feel like I have something going with Haley.
You've been floating around Michael, but I don't know, what are you thinking?
I think that's where I'm going with it too. I think that would be like easier to get a consent vote on.
I think that voting him up would be our best bet right now. We were kind of floating around the whole either Michael or Ryan. I don't know what you think. I kind of think Michael would be a little bit stronger. Yeah, than Ryan. I can see that too.
For this tribal, Michelle, I'm not sure, but I don't know. Sam and Michelle did get together last time, so I don't know how much that's carrying over.
Michelle is really a good player, right? Like, if you watched her season last year, she was scary.
She'll absolutely help us. Yeah, it's just a question of, do you think you can beat her later?
Voting Michelle. That's not.
Is it true that Ryan got an idol?
Yes. Yeah, so Michael, Stephanie, and I were down there.
Yeah.
But threw your name out there and said,
Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah, and I heard that there would be, you know, target limit, and some people want to get rid of the strong birds.
Yep. I'm thinking the name I've heard the most is Ryan. You know.
Do you think he found it?
I don't think he did, but I think the thought that he might have is enough, you know, for the
You
same player.
You said you heard mine in too, so you brought up mine in.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, right?
Ryan brought up mine?
Yeah, so.
Are you leaning Ryan or Michelle, man?
I mean, I think he's a good point for Michelle, but I think she's a stronger challenge player.
So keep her for the strength of the tribe.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I think I'd be more comfortable voting Ryan than Michelle. When Michelle talked with us earlier, right? She was pushing Ryan. I floated Ryan and Michael, and she was like, let's do Ryan.
I found an idol that I have to play at this council, tribal council.
You know.
So if we can get a sense of where they're voting, like we can try to make a move. Like I said, it has no value after this tribal council.
Yes, you have to use
so
it.
I have to use it.
I'm thinking either probably.
Michael's the easy vote. The question is, do we think Brian has an idol?
I feel like he does. I really do. That's the hard decision.
Smugglers, welcome to Tribal Council. Things have been very back and forth to this point, going as far back as the original Shell reward challenge that we did, that you didn't come out top. Then you won immunity, and now you've lost immunity, so here we are. Ryan, who do you think you've noticed being the most outspoken as part of your group so far?
I think Sam's always a social presence of the group. That's just Sam's personality. He's a very friendly guy. I think that has its pros and cons, but he does a good job at calming us down.
So then Sam, I'll come to you. What do you think is the state of the Smugglers right now?
I think the state of the Smugglers is we see ourselves as a cohesive tribe. I feel like the toughest part with having to vote somebody out at the first tribal together is you hate to see one of your tribe mates leave. It's always a difficult conversation, but it's a necessary one you have to have.
Michael, have you been having the conversations that you think you've needed to have to be able to stay around after this vote?
Yes and no. I think, a lot of the returning players have existing relationships, and so it's harder to know where you stand. I've done the best I can to talk to people and make the case that it should be me, and see how the vote goes.
Haley, what's your experience been like in terms of, I'll say, infiltrating the returning players and their group? Have you found the opportunities to talk with them and strategize with them?
Yeah, and I've had opportunities to talk to pretty much everybody. I feel like it's just hard to kind of see where we're at right now. It's our first time at council. We'll hope for the best.
Michelle, should I read anything into the fact that we have a line right there? We have returning players on one side, players on the other side.
I mean, I say where there was space, it was the end. No, honestly, I heard my name was mentioned from the returning player, so, it's tough. I really don't know how this vote's going to go, but at the end of the day, I think the line will be drawn in.
Stephanie, how comfortable can you feel right now? You haven't even voted yet, so you haven't really seen people, if they're truthful yet, if they're not, really where that line that Michelle's talking about is drawn. So how can you feel any bit confident coming into this vote?
I agree with what Sam said. Like, we had a really strong tribe vibe through the first couple of challenges, and we all work together. So kind of regardless what happens, I hope that we can keep a good team moving forward in the next challenges and stay strong that way.
Steven, lots of talk about team. I keep hearing team, but in this vote, do you think it's going to be 6-1? Yeah, we're staying as a team, and there's just one person on the outside, or are there going to be certain freaks in that team?
Yeah, the hard thing is, I thought we were one team of 7. The vote can't go 7-0, right? So I think that the vote might go 4-3, really close, depending on who the last person maybe you talk to, pushing you in that particular direction. But I don't know that it'll go 6-1. I don't think there's anyone outside.
Sam, if we're looking at a 4-3 vote, could that mean problems for the Smugglers past this vote? If you have a clear majority and a clear minority, that team concept may no longer exist in this vote.
It's always a wild card to see what happens after the vote. When you have a 4-3, I think that's when you have to reconvene with people and you see, okay, am I solid with them? Or vice versa, you might have to remarket yourself, you might have to make yourself more available to all the people.
All right, well, is there anything anybody would like to add to this conversation before we go and do the vote? All right, well then it is time to vote, and Michael, you're up first.
I feel as though the moves that I'm making with sticking with the existing people and bringing Haley on as the original is going to bear the most fruit for me.
Am I gonna get votes for the 4th tribal in a row? I hope not. I hope Michelle just gets it.
anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
So, Jim, I found this. It has to be played as the first tribal council that our team is at. So, I'm playing this for myself.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Rochelle will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Michael. Ryan. Michael, 2 votes Michael, 1 vote Ryan. Michael, 3 votes Michael, 1 vote Ryan. Ryan, that's 3 votes Michael, 2 votes Ryan. Ryan, we're tied. 3 votes Ryan, 3 votes Michael, 1 vote left. Second person voted out of Survivor Branford, Michael. Michael, that's 4. That's enough. Let's bring me your search. Michael, time is up.
Thought I was going to get voted out. I knew it was going to be 4-3 with me. I was hoping that Michelle would have voted for Ryan. That was just kind of a swing vote. Didn't happen, so happy not to be the first person voted out, you know, so, and I will, my shells I'm going to give to Steven. Pretty positive he voted with me there, so good luck, Steven.